In 2022 and 2023, the Ghanaian cedi was collapsing. Inflation was burning through household incomes, and the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, had to step in with a bailout. But in October 2025, something unbelievable happened. The same IMF that once warned Ghana of collapse is now prisoned Ghana. It is generally good to see stabilization returning to the economy. Those are the words of Abebe Amro-Selassie, the IMF's African Department Director, live from Washington, D.C. during the IMF World Bank annual meetings. So what changed? What did Ghana suddenly do right to earn applause from global financial giants? Stay with me because the answer reveals one single bold move that is reshaping Ghana's economic story. You are watching First Africa Voice, where we tell Africa stories raw, real, and without filters. If you want the real stories that shape Africa, the ones mainstream media don't tell you, hit that subscribe button now. Join First Africa Voice and be the first to know, the first to understand, and the first to see the Africa others don't show you. Don't just watch, be part of First Africa Voice. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul Lingua. Now, let's dive into the story and break it down together. Let's rewind. Just 2 years ago, the story was different. The cedi was one of Africa's worst performing currencies. Businesses were shutting down, fuel prices were skyrocketing. By early 2023, Ghana's currency had lost almost half its value, forcing the government to seek IMF support under severe conditions. But fast forward to 2025 and the cedi is stable. In some months, it's even appreciating. So what flipped the script? According to the IMF and the World Bank, the stabilization of the cedi is not just luck. It is the result of policy discipline and controlled central bank interventions. Here is the inside story. The Bank of Ghana, led by Dr. Johnson Asiama Pandit, quietly injected over 3.4 billion US dollars into the currency market, 1.4 billion US dollars in the first quarter and another 2 billion US dollars in the second. This wasn't just a reckless spending spree. It was a careful calculated strategy to prevent total market collapse while keeping investors' confidence alive. We do not oversupport the market, Dr. Pandit said in Washington. We only limit volatility to ensure smooth dynamics. That is the one single thing, targeted, disciplined market intervention that turned panic into stability. And the IMF took notice. What the IMF saw that the world didn't. To the IMF, Ghana's move wasn't just about money, it was about restoring trust. When a central bank manages to stabilize its currency without over-controlling it, it sends one clear message: our fundamentals are improving. We know what we are doing. That message is exactly what global investors wanted to hear. Abebe Selassie confirmed it, saying the direction of travel is the right one. The appreciation reflects real fundamentals. But even as he praised Ghana, Selassie gave a gentle warning. Don't let the cedi's appreciation become too fruity, too inflated. In other words, don't let success get into your head. Here is where the story gets interesting. While the IMF applauds Ghana's discipline, it also cautions against too much interference in the forex market because Ghana's capital and money market are still shallow, meaning not as deep or liquid as advanced economies. Selassie warned too much interference can cause problems. It is about striking the right balance. So Ghana's challenge now is to walk the tightrope. Support the market but not control it. Stabilize the cedi but not inflate it. Keep investors happy but not suffocate exporters. Even President John Mahama admitted that the cedi's rapid appreciation wasn't entirely good news. He said exporters were starting to feel the pinch as the stronger cedi made their goods more expensive abroad. That is why the Bank of Ghana stepped back, withdrawing some support to rebalance the market. Why this matters for every Ghanaian? Now, you may ask, how does this IMF praise help the ordinary Ghanaian? Well, stabilizing the cedi means prices of imported goods stop rising every week, fuel costs become predictable, inflation slowly cools down, and foreign investors regain confidence to bring in capital. It is not a miracle, but a turning point, because for the first time in years, Ghana's economic narrative is no longer one of crisis management, but of recovery and control. Now, the bigger picture, when the IMF praises a country like Ghana, it is not just about numbers, it is about confidence. Ghana's rebound is being seen as a model for other African economies under IMF support like Zambia, Ethiopia, and Kenya. The message is clear. If you mix fiscal discipline, targeted market support, and policy credibility, you can stabilize even the worst troubled currency. But Ghana's journey isn't over yet. The IMF still expects stronger domestic revenue collection, continued control on public spending, and deeper financial market reforms. In short, Ghana has passed the first test, but the exam is still ongoing. In 2023, Ghana was written up as a default nation. In 2025, it is being celebrated as a comeback story. The same cedi that symbolized collapse now symbolizes resilience. But the real question is, can Ghana sustain this victory without falling back into the old traps? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the world is watching Ghana again, and this time they are watching with respect. The question now is, can this momentum last? This is First Africa Voice, telling Africa stories from the heart of Accra to the world. If you believe in Ghana's rise, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more untold African stories. Let's hear your voice in the comment section, because we do know that far as there are more men on earth, undoubtedly there are more opinions. Until next time, think for Africa, stand for Africa, and keep your voice loud. Well, the dew of the day has crept upon our thoughts, and nature must obey its necessity. Here is where we bring down the curtains. Until we meet again, my name is Paul Lingua, the Africa Orator.